Um, okay, so I've been procrastinating on making this video, right? Um, I'm a little nervous. I'm talking like someone's watching. Okay, I'm just gonna get straight to it, right? So, I'm not giving my name. I want to be anonymous. Okay, but it'll probably be on the channel. My name's Lindo, and that's all. So, basically, right, um, I'm a trader. Right, I'm a forex trader. I mainly trade prop firms right now because it's a very good opportunity to make money if you're undercapitalized or you're not from a rich family or something like that. Excuse the noise in the background. So, um, the capital goals, or my capital goals before the end of 2026 is $1 million in funded prop firm capital, right? And $100,000 in payouts, right? That's literally 10% from the $1 million once I achieve that, right? That's great and all. A lot of people have goals when it comes to funding and whatnot, but I think that's the wrong thing to focus on. Rather use that to kind of set a direction, right? But focus more on the inputs, right? And here are my inputs. How do I plan on achieving these two goals, right? So, one, build a deeper understanding of my strategy, right? I trade the Falcon strategy. I'm currently a part of the Falcon FX community, really great community. Yeah, everything about them is really good, right? And it's not a very, it's not an easy strategy to get good at, right? It actually takes work, and I've been a pussy about it, right? I'm just gonna say it that way. Excuse my French, right? But I've been a pussy about it for quite some time. I thought I was putting in the work, but I wasn't. I thought just going on the chart, drawing your lines, and all that shit is enough to get you to a point where you're a good trader. But no, there's actually a lot that goes into trading, right? So, goal number one, my first input goal, or first task, whatever you want to call it, build a deeper understanding of my strategy. Now, how do I do this, right? Obviously, go through the content, study trader recaps aggressively, right? Study Mark's trader recaps aggressively. Study the coaches' trader recaps aggressively, right? Understand the thought process behind executing, right? Understand why they execute the way they do, or why they're looking for a certain thing on a specific instrument, right? Like when they're planning on executing, right? I may be a little redundant here, but forgive me, I'm nervous. I'm just going to pretend that there's someone who's going to watch this. I hope not. I hope I'm just talking to myself, yeah? And then after that, obviously, after going through the content and everything, I still have to put in the work on my side, right? And that's going to be journaling, reviewing, and refining, right? Journal my positions, review them, and refine, right? And then with the coach's positions, I'll journal them, review, and test, right? When it comes to studying coach's content or Mark's recaps, it'll be journal, review, and test, right? Um, Look into the technicals and look into the psychology side of things, right? And do my best to what's the word here? Okay, it'll come to me. Let's just move on. And then be consistent with the background work, right? And the background work is journaling, reviewing, refining, doing my morning forecasts, doing my evening forecasts, doing my weekly ASRs, doing my end of day reviews, and all those things, right? I genuinely believe that my only issue right now is I haven't been doing that stuff, and I got away with it for quite some time, right? I wasn't doing that stuff, but I was still making money, so I got rewarded for the wrong behavior. The past 2 months, for me personally, from the 28th of Feb, okay, from the end of Feb till now, things have been pretty shit in my personal life. I didn't even execute for the whole of March, and I think that was a failure on my end. Right? I don't think that's acceptable. I should have executed, and if I felt that I was under too much pressure, I should have just lowered risk. Right? Even if it was with 0.25% per position, that would have been better than not showing up at all. I don't know how to explain it, but when you stay off the charts for too long, or when you go too long without executing, it's almost like you lose your edge, right? Not completely, but I don't know. It's like you're not in flow, right? You lose flow, right? You lose flow with the market. You lose flow with the routines, right? You lose flow with the habits you've been building and all that stuff, right? And after the first three steps, tasks, goals, whatever you want to call it, record and post on YouTube for accountability, right? Because I have a very bad habit of doing well for quite some time, and then I'll hit a hurdle in my life, or I'll get very egotistical and I'll stop putting in the work that got me to my desired position in the first place, right? And it's a very frustrating cycle. I'll do well for 3 months, fall on my ass for another month or two, or even longer sometimes, and I'm really sick and tired of that. Right. At the moment, I currently have $350,000 in capital. Right, I have 100K funded account with Equity Edge. I know there's a lot of controversy around that firm. So far, I guess I haven't had anything crazy with them, but I'll wait and see what happens during payout. Right, I'll see what happens during payout. And then I have $150,000 with Get Leveraged, and then I have $100,000 with Goat Funded Trader. Right, so the goal, obviously, is to get all of these to the funded stage, get a payout, reinvest towards this goal of $1 million in Proper Capital, take some of it, spend it irresponsibly, spoil myself, cover things in my personal life, just fix shit, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna make this video too long. So, how I'm gonna go about creating my content, right? Um, the content structure, the goal is 2 videos a week minimum, sometimes 3, maybe even more, depends on how I'm feeling. But the main things that I want to post on this channel, just to keep myself accountable, is Mondays, share my market watch list for the week, right? Saturdays, post my weekly recaps, right? How I performed in the week on the charts and off the charts, right? I literally have a Google Sheets template that tracks my habits for the week, right? Or at least the habits that I believe, or the habits that I know, right? If I can get consistent with them, I will get to a stage where I'm managing over 7 figures in capital, right? They say you have to become the trader or something like that. I don't know. I forgot how the saying goes, but basically you have to start acting like a 7-figure trader before you even get the 7 figures, right? So that's what I'm trying to do right now. So I'll share recaps of my week. in terms of performance, my habits, and things like that. I'll share recaps on my performance on the charts. We'll go through my trading journal, look at the positions we took, go through my funded account dashboards. Right at the moment, I'm in a bit of drawdown. Right, so I just wanna document that. Right, I just want to document how I am handling drawdown, because I do have a bad habit of sticking to a fixed amount of risk while I'm in drawdown, and then I'll have like one position that I probably shouldn't be taking, and I over risk on it so I can come out of drawdown quicker. And obviously, that makes you stay in drawdown even longer. Right, so I want to stop that. So I'm just going to share that to keep myself accountable. And then random days, right? Maybe I'll have a day of the week. I want to post a backtesting session, right? Obviously, after going through the coach's recaps or Mark's recaps and things like that, I still need to make all of that my own, right? So I can refine my trading style, right? So I can really understand my style of trading and what I prefer, compared to the coaches and things like that. You know, I'll share lessons, right? Lessons I learn within the week, you know, reflections on the journey, or whatever, right? Whatever I feel like I have to post, I'll post, right? Because the main purpose of this YouTube channel, it's for me, right? So that I can look back at this in a year, right? And see the growth, right? Or even if I don't see the growth, whenever I feel like sitting on my ass and just complaining about how hard life is or how hard circumstances are, and I start doubting myself because of things happening in the background, and I'm trying to convince myself to slack off or anything like that, I know I have this channel, right? I have a responsibility to fulfill, and I have to show up, right? That's the purpose of, well, that's the purpose behind me posting videos here, right? The goal is growth, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for as long as I can. Maybe I'll disappear once I hit the seven figures goal and the 100K in payouts. Maybe I'll stop posting, maybe I'll keep posting, I don't know. Maybe there'll be people who'll see this and they'll find value in it, because I know that the reason I'm doing this is because I saw other YouTubers who share their journey, and I found that very encouraging, right? And then we're here now, right? It literally inspired me to do this. Plus, I don't know, man, when people are like, yeah, you lie, you know, my personal life or whatever, I can just refer them to my YouTube channel. I was like, no, go look at everything I had to go through. Look where I come from, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna do that. But okay, maybe this is gonna be longer, but let me visualize what actually happens with the way I kind of screw myself over, right? So think of this as a progress bar, right? No, let me put a line in the middle, right? So basically, uh, this is me right now, right? Imagine this as my baseline, right? As a trader, right? On this side of the line, it's when I do the good habits. You know, I'm showing up, I'm actually improving, my personal life and state of mind is improving and everything like that. And then this down here, it's just a whole lot of self-sabotage. Right, it's a whole lot of self-sabotage. I self-sabotage when I'm in a shitty state of mind or when I get too comfortable, right? So you'll find that things look like this. I'll do good, you know, it's going up, it's going up. Small hurdle, I survive, we go up, we go up, we go up. Another hurdle, come down, we go up, we go up, we go up. Then something big, right? Then I dip below baseline. And then instead of going back up above my baseline or working towards going back up my baseline, I spiral out of control. You know, I dig myself into a deeper hole, right? And then, I don't know, I have really great people in my personal life, you know, talk me out of my bullshit. I come out back to baseline, then I'll just trickle here for a while. You know, I'm not really making progress because I'm not really putting in effort. Oh, that looks terrible. You know, then I stay here for a while, you know, and I'll be here for like 6 months. And then it's a new year, then I wonder, hey, why wasn't I making progress, right? And then you find that this was probably only for like 2 months, right? This was like probably like 2 months of my year where I was in a really good state of mind. I felt untouchable, right? Then the new year starts, right? This is usually the beginning of the year. This can be towards the end of Q1 most of the time. Then this is just Q2, Q3, and Q4. You know, I'll feel motivated again. We're going back up, and then the cycle repeats. We come back here. There's the dip and everything like that. This looks ugly, but yeah, you get the idea. So that's what I'm trying to prevent right now. Ooh, you made a mistake. So that's what I'm trying to prevent right now. I know I went on a little bit of a ramble or a yap. I am a yapper, but I'm gonna cut it here. Right? If anyone sees this, please don't watch. Right? This is my private life. This is for me. But if you are, thank you, I guess. So yeah, just gonna cut this here.